The year is 2022. And big tech companies are trying to combine their three favorite things: the internet, a lit match, and gasoline. And when they mashed them all together, they got artificial intelligence. AI is pretty honestly easy to explain. Even though it's this technology that has changed everything since it's come out, it really is not that complicated. I mean, you basically just take the entire internet and you jam it together into one little giant meatball just stuffed with Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction. And then that AI is going to take it and predict that, okay, if I show it enough pictures of bananas, it's going to put the yellow in the banana shape. Crazy stuff, I know. Now listen, I love technology. I think it's great. There's a lot of stuff that we are now able to do that we weren't. I mean, I'm coming at you right now from the freaking cyberspace. That's crazy. Now listen, and not to sound like your regular Uncle Ted or a Luddite, I just don't think that this AI technology is really worth its environmental cost. In fact, I think it's pretty generally bad for all of us across the board.
Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the f-
So you may be asking, why is AI so detrimental to the environment? When I put in a prompt, I don't see any carbon being burnt. And I'll answer that. In order to harness all of that information, you're going to need some kind of giant pan to put all those...
Can I drop the meatball analogy? I feel like it's kind of played out and understood. Yeah? Okay, good.
You're going to need some kind of giant data center to handle all of that data. So if you know anything about technology, you own a laptop or you've ever left your phone out in the sun, you know these things can get pretty hot. And the data center is the same way. In order to hold all of that data, you're going to have to find some way to cool it to stop it from overheating and, blowing up. So since data centers need something a little bit more robust, they use water. You may be asking, how much? We've got like maybe a cup, quart. If you're fancy, maybe a liter. What about 5 million gallons of water a day? Now this feels especially bad when we've got about 2 billion people on this planet without water. And we're using it for what? Generating videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti? Tung 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 suhur? Whatever this is? It's crazy stuff, I know. So the other thing that's really awesome about these things is that they are plugged into regular cities' power grids. Now the thing about this is a lot of these older grids are not set up to handle this, which means it's putting a lot of stress on these local communities. Data centers in Ireland alone used about 20% of their total electricity created. Or communities in central Mexico are experiencing insane blackouts because the electrical grids are already incredibly unstable. Now, Microsoft says that they did not contribute to this at all. But their data center uses about the power of 50,000 homes. Now, they say they don't, but I feel like if you put two and two together... Now, where do you get all of this electricity? Last time I checked, this stuff doesn't grow on trees. I mean, that would be insane. This is going to come from power plants. Power plants that overwhelmingly burn fossil fuels to create that electricity. All of this new demand for electricity is predicted to cause an increase in global emissions because we need to burn more fossil fuel for these data centers to process their information. Now, I'm under the impression that whatever this is right here is really not worth a bunch of homeless polar bears, but that's just me. So we've mentioned that this increased demand for electricity is harming the environment, but there's a real human cost to this as well. Now, the people living near these power plants are already at an increased risk for certain kinds of cancers due to the smog that these places produce, but people living near data centers have described health ailments of their own. Currently calculated that there's going to be thousands of deaths linked to the increase in demand for electricity and production of fossil fuels by 2030. what can realistically be done about this? And to that I would say, get involved in local government. There's always plenty of petitions going around if you find out that a data center is being built. Call your local senator, call your local governor, do whatever you can. Be a part of the democratic process. But start local, because the kill everyone regime in Washington right now has demonstrated time and time again, they do not care about you. Overall, I think AI is pretty bad. It's killing people, it's destroying the environment, and worst of all, my entire Instagram feed is destroyed by this stuff. Remember to brush your teeth, don't trust your government, and free Palestine.